Hello, good morning and good afternoon, as well as good evening. Press release is the topic of the today. It is of business English. What is press release then? Let us see. Press release is an official statement issued to news outlets giving information about a new matter regarding your company. It is a primary way to communicate news about your company to the news media, about the company to the news media. It is a news report written by the company itself about its own product, service, event, or new development. Press releases may look like sales letters and brochures. However, effective press releases must not be promotional. Press releases should be strictly news stories written in a journalistic framework. Otherwise, editors will throw them away as trash. In fact, most press releases are thrown into dustbins. There are several types of press releases. General news releases, and this is the first type. General news releases are the most common type. They include some news on the company, its achievement, its personnel, and so on, to generate interest and news coverage. Event press releases. This is second type of press release. Is it alert? These releases alert about events like company anniversary, grand opening of sales exhibition, speech by visiting business leaders, and so on. Launch press releases are about updating on the launch of a company, a project, a website, and so on. Product press releases are timely and they are written to update about the news products. It provides videos and photos of the product of events. Personal press releases focus on staff changes and the changes of executives. Response press releases may involve comment, feedback, clarification, follow-up on comments, complaints, admirations made by others publicly about the company. These are several types of press releases, and these different press releases can have different purposes, and these press releases can be useful for the better form of understanding how to have the press release, how to publish the press release in the real practical life. No matter what type of press releases you are writing, it must be newsworthy, timely, relevant, useful, interesting, and appealing one. They must have an impact, and news coverage depends on how you organize your event. The company's representative must give answer to the questions asked by the journalists, because journalists do have queries about the press release and the ideas that the company's representative is speaking about. The representative must give speech on timely and in relevant topic by organizing an interesting and useful event. They must be newsworthy for the news media to cover. Now, press release structures. There are even press release structures. Without the structure of the press release, it cannot be presented. Press release structure must be very formal and it must follow on the basis of journalistic form. Press releases are essentially short news reports written in a journalistic format of inverted pyramid. That means the most important thing first comes first and followed by less important things. Means less important things come later and the most important things come first. They must respond to all the five W's and S questions concisely and accurately. The language and format of the press releases used by the Western and the Eastern companies differs. Press release must have head, body, and tail. Head means introduction, body means different body paragraphs, and tail means conclusions. Head includes some details that identify the organization. Sending the press release provides contact address and specify the nature of the press release, why it is presented, what sort of nature it has got, and why it must be given. Logo and contract address of the organization must be on the top of the letterhead. If there is no logo and it becomes useless, whose press release it becomes? It should not be confusing. It should be with the knowledge to all. Effective headline or the title of the press release must be used. Body includes the answer of 5 Ws, 5 Ws and H in the first paragraph, and the second paragraph must draw the supporting points of the first paragraph's argument. In first paragraph, generally there is the introduction. There would be thesis statement. There would be topic sentence or main points about the cause of the press release, and second and third paragraph must support the idea of the first paragraph thesis statement. The third paragraph contains relevant quote from the company's spokesperson, executive, or an expert, but to use quote it is needed to take the permission of the speakers. The final part of the press release ties back to the beginning or the previous paragraphs. That means it is a restating of the previous or introductory idea or the previous paragraph. If the previous paragraphs are presented properly and in the conclusion, in the tail, in the final paragraph of that body paragraph, it is a kind of conclusion about the press release. And tail means a kind of conclusion. Tail must contain these three types of numerical signs, and these three signs are centered on the page to indicate that the press release is ends here. These signs indicate that press release is ends. It does not go ahead. It contains contact address, phone, email, and the like. This is how press release is exactly presented or brought to the mass, to the audience, to the public. Why press release is conducted, why it is done. So this type of information comes under the idea of hearing, under the idea of press releases in different forms. These are the things. This is how the press release is presented in reality for the information to the mass of the people, and they can get complete information. Thank you.